沈总，请你不要总说一些侮辱欧米伽的话，这有违 ABO 平权协议的相关规定。
怎么了，高图？你一个贝塔要替欧米伽去告我
？Shen Wenlang. Once a cold, untouchable alpha, he never imagined that one day he would spiral into obsession, consumed by desire, anger, and desperation. And all of it because of one fragile omega, Gao Tu. It all started with a confrontation at Gao Tu's home. Haven't you heard him enough? Those words, sharp and vicious, came from Gao Qing, Gao Tu's younger sister. She looked a little like her brother, but her tone carried none of his quiet gentleness. She glared at Shen Wenlang through the security door, her voice cutting like a blade. My brother already has a good partner. He never wants to see you again. If you don't want me to call the police, don't come back. The words stabbed deep. But Shen Wenlang didn't believe a single one of them. Gao Tu? With another alpha? Impossible. Because in this world, no omega would ever willingly carry a child for someone they didn't love.
And Gao Tu, he was still pregnant.
Still carrying his child. Shen Wenlang's chest tightened. As long as Gao Tu still had his baby, it was impossible that he didn't want to see him. Omegas are fragile during pregnancy, Shen Wenlang muttered under his breath. They need their alpha's pheromones more than ever. That was why Gao Tu should be reaching for him, clinging to him, not pushing him away. Not hiding behind that locked door. Did you tell him I came? Shen Wenlang asked, his voice low but dangerous.
Of course I told him, Gao Qing shot back.
And it's exactly because he knows that you'll never find him. Her words, sharp and merciless, hit Shen Wenlang where it hurt most. He had no proof, no way to fight back. All he could do was whisper, impossible, before leaving in humiliation. But humiliation didn't stop him. The very next night, Shen Wenlang came back. He couldn't understand it. This gnawing hunger, this madness.
Why did it hurt so much just to be away from Gao Tu?
Why did his body burn, his mind break, when he couldn't see him? He never imagined that one day he would suffer from mate-seeking syndrome, a dangerous state where an alpha, separated from their destined partner, loses control of body and mind, consumed only by the need to find them.
By that time, Gao Tu was already gone. After leaving the hospital, he had stayed only a week in that temporary residence.
When Maheng, an ally who cared for him, learned that Shen Wenlang had come sniffing around, he immediately moved Gao Tu somewhere safe. Even in a wheelchair, still weak from illness, Gao Tu had no choice but to disappear again. 14 days of treatment had calmed his unstable pheromones, but his body was still fragile. The faint scent of sage that clung to him betrayed his presence, and Shen Wenlang caught it. The scent drove him mad. That night, Shen Wenlang sat in his expensive business car, the air conditioning blasting at 16 degrees. Yet, he still felt feverish. His body burned with a heat that had nothing to do with sickness. His breath came out scalding hot, his heart pounding with restless fire. He scrolled through his phone, searching desperately for something, anything, to ease his torment. Finally, his fingers stopped. A video. A simple video saved years ago. On the screen, Gao Tu appeared, standing in Shen Wenlang's cloakroom, holding up a set of his pajamas. His dark eyes behind the lenses looked puzzled, soft, harmless. Boss Shen, is this the one? The lighting was dim yellow, wrapping Gao Tu in a glow that made him look unbearably gentle. Like a rabbit that had wandered into a wolf's den, still too innocent to understand the danger. Shen Wenlang couldn't even remember why he had sent Gao Tu to fetch those pajamas. Probably for a trip.
But he remembered this image, Gao Tu in his bedroom, touching his things, belonging in his space. It made his heart feel right.
That was why, no matter how many times he changed phones, this was the one video he always kept. And now, he watched it 100 times over. Memories flooded back. That party. That night.
That kiss of desire that burned too hot, too fast. He thought about Gao Tu's baby,
About his need for alpha pheromones. About the cruel words Gao Qing threw at him. About the new alpha who had supposedly taken his place. His chest tightened. His throat felt dry. The desire to hold Gao Tu, to touch him, to claim him, was unbearable. Desperate, he dialed Gao Tu's number. No answer. The line showed unavailable. Grinding his teeth, Shen Wenlang called someone else. Gao Ming. Has Gao Tu contacted you? On the other end, Gao Ming's voice dripped with flattery. Mr. Shen, no, he hasn't. But don't worry. As long as I get news, I'll tell you immediately. He'll be yours, I swear. If he dares not appreciate your kindness. Bullshit. Shen Wenlang roared, his voice shaking. How dare you even say that? His anger blazed. His heart broke. He thought of Gao Tu, that fragile, foolish rabbit born into a den of wolves, surrounded by people who would sell him, hurt him, use him. And all Shen Wenlang could feel was rage. He searched everywhere. Hospitals, records, ads, flyers. He nearly turned the world upside down looking for him. But Gao Tu was gone. All Shen Wenlang found were the medical reports. Cold, clinical words describing how Gao Tu had nearly died. How his body barely clung to life. How without alpha pheromones, the pregnancy would be a living hell. And worst of all, the doctor's words. Don't worry. There's another alpha by his side now. Their pheromones are compatible. As long as that alpha is there, Gao Tu won't be in extreme danger. Another alpha. Another man holding Gao Tu. Comforting him. Protecting him. Shen Wenlang's vision went red. That wasn't just Gao Tu's baby. It was his child too. His family. His right. Why should another alpha have what belonged to him? The anger boiled over. The memory of that night burned like fire. He could see it again. Gao Tu, pressed beneath him, his body trembling, his lips soft, his voice breaking in whispered pleas. Mr. Shen, gentler, please. The image seared into his brain, fueling both desire and torment. His body burned. His heart ached. He wanted him back. Needed him back. No matter what. But outside, others could see the truth. This isn't just anger, a medical expert muttered, watching Shen Wenlang pace like a predator. His voice was grim. This looks like mate-seeking syndrome. Mate-seeking syndrome? A police officer frowned. The doctor nodded. A rare condition. It happens to powerful alphas when they're forcibly separated from their destined mate. They become unstable, sensitive, violent, obsessed. If it isn't controlled, they'll do anything to find that person. Anything. On the sidelines, Gao Qing's face went pale. Her hands clenched tight. The pounding at the door grew louder, stronger. Where is your brother? The officer asked. He's not here. Gao Qing snapped. Where is he then? Her voice shook, but her words were fierce. What does his whereabouts have to do with this? You don't want my brother to meet that lunatic in the state, do you? And that's where the nightmare stood. A dangerous alpha losing control. An omega forced into shiving. And a love twisted into obsession. If you were in Gao Tu's place, would you run away forever? Or give Shen Wenlang one last chance? Comment your thoughts below. I'd love to know what you think. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the next chapter of this intense love story.